Yeah, he's like, I totally remember who it was. Trust me. Oh, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another edition of Bar-jutsu Live. I'm your host, Jim. Oh, I fucked up already. What's up, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, United States of America, planet Earth, Keyway Galaxy. I have to extend it every year. Whatever. I don't care. It's stupid. But we're back with another edition of Bar-jutsu Live. Jim, obviously, with me is the beautiful, talented, lovely Amanda Nini, fresh with her glass of wine.
Classy tonight.
Next to her is the skinnier than ever with a big head, fucking looks like an eraser on top of a pencil, Mr. GothHop Romeo. The one and only sexy, scary shit, will kick the shit out of anybody that gets in our way, Layla Paige. What's going on? And we got some guests tonight. I'm excited. Well, let's welcome back the one and only Ruby, that we love, Ruby, and her guest, her special guest. I called her. What did I call you before? I called her. What's that? Amber Heard. She gave me this Amber Heard look. I was like, but guys, it's Echo. What's up, Ruby? Who do you have with us?
Oh, this is Itzel. I'm the special guest.
What is it?
Itzel.
Itzel?
Yeah.
That's the name of that squirrel?
Yes.
Itzel? And it's wearing shades. I love it.
She had a rough night.
She had a rough night. She's all drunk.
Back.
Oh, fabulous. Fantastic. Guys, we are here. This is going to be all screwed up because on camera, it's looking the opposite way. I'm talking to you guys here, but it says I'm talking to you guys over there. So I have to be like, so, how's it look? So if I happen to look over here and I'm talking to you guys, it's because the camera's off.
It's like...
You can actually, you can look at the camera, but you can talk to us too. So, but we're back here at Dendron Court. I am excited. On the camera 2 with Ruby and Echo, you'll see a slideshow of where we're at. This is a Airbnb that can be rented. Let's all clap for that.
Yeah.
But we are excited to be back here. It is wintertime, so it doesn't look as nice as it does, with all the snow and shit and everything. Everything's in storage.
It's nice to be in a new environment.
It is nice to be in a new environment. I do enjoy being here and hanging out and drinking and partying.
Miss Danielle, though.
I know, Danielle. We love you. We're sorry that we're not doing our shot of the week, but we'll get all boozed up for you. It's okay. So we're going to talk some news. We're going to talk some sports. We're going to talk about a debate that we had. We're going to talk about Aaron and his arrogant ass when he's outside. Because, dude, even though and I have to look this way, even though you're on the show and you're friends with us and everything, and we love you and everything, when you're outside of here, you're a fucking asshole. And Amanda Nini is going to tell us what we mean by this. Because we want to talk about Janet Jackson versus Taylor Swift, and we're going to also talk about sliding into DMs. But Miss Nini, could you please let everyone know, because I don't think we touched base on it last October. Let's get into that real quick.
About the snubbing. We did touch base a little.
Respect.
But, we go to Aaron's premiere because... we're good friends, and we're supporting you.
Carver House.
And...
Is it the what?
I live on Carver Street.
Do you? It could be. I mean, it might as well be, because the house that that's being in this movie was terrible. I don't even think it was a house.
Terrible.
No. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about you live in an actual house on a street.
Yeah.
And this movie was Carver House.
Oh, very exciting.
When you go to the house, it wasn't a house. It was like what was it? What was Carver House? It wasn't even a house.
It was based in, like, what area was that?
No,
McDonald, Rochester area.
No, for fuck's sakes. The actual house that they called it in the movie. It wasn't even a house.
It
was
was formerly a
It was a
house,
haunted house, yeah.
but it was taken over by the Pearl Witch
Well, yeah,
Lady.
but when they walked into it, it was a glass window, and it was like get your
literally
fortune told.
haunted. It was like a flea market, like
It was a haunted flea market.
where the set took place
Well,
was
that went weird real fast.
when we were filming. There was like a doll inside of.
All right, yeah,
They said
that's
that.
awesome. Nobody gives a shit. Nobody-
Sounds like an animal.
But we're here. We want to talk about what you did to us at the premiere.
I was in a limo.
All right,
You tell us your side of what you did to us.
please do tell,
Please.
because I want to hear what you think happened in that huge fucking melon of yours, and then I want to hear Nene talk about Layla. How you doing over there? What's up, girl? Please proceed, sir.
But I guess, I had a few too many. I was up front with the limo driver, talked to him about music, like the whole night, whatever, blah, 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 along the way.
He was at work.
He was.
And then, up front, I got the call. I'm like,
Ring,
oh,
ring,
hey,
ring.
you're like, are you on your way, blah, 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 or something. I'm like, I couldn't really hear, so I'm like,
Oh, you know what? I'm glad he even said that because I forgot about that part. I forgot that we called him and he was like, "Yeah, fuck you too." But proceed. Go ahead.
but, yeah, that's what happened. So I hung up the phone, like, while I was talking to you. Yeah,
And then
I'm
when you
like,
walked
I'll be right there.
All right, enough. So he's leaving out important parts because he know he fucked up. Miss Nene, would you please inform the many that are watching right now what actually happened?
Really high.
Well, we called him, obviously, and he's like, "Oh, blah, 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 blah."
But the impersonation uncanny.
Yes. It was a little slow with him. I was being gentle.
Oh, I'm in the limo. Who is
I'll be
this?
right there.
Good shot. Blushes. You're gonna be.
So he hung up on us because he's whatever.
So he hangs up. We're live. And he hangs up when we call him to find out where he
We did, and we did show your telephone number live.
Oh my god! Like, watch the live
You
later.
don't hang up on us.
Then what happens?
All the cast starts scrolling in, and me and him are super excited because all our friends, and he just rolls up like he doesn't even know us.
Total red carpet.
Like-
Total red carpet.
Like,
We're like, oh, here's Aaron Romeo.
so it's the
Shows
press.
up. He's in a 3-piece suit. He's got the vest. He's got the
Literally,
turquoise stuff and everything. And he's got a matching turquoise bow tie. And we're like, Aaron Romeo. And he's like,
Yeah.
Was it? Wait, like,
yeah, a little bit.
You think so?
Yeah, whatever.
Happy.
He's like, oh, he's like, no autographs. And we're like,
Uh-huh.
Did he really say that? Did you really say that?
in his head he did. In
I
his
mean,
head.
he wouldn't even make
No.
I got to do a red carpet.
Did you? For what?
Land of the Dead.
George Romero?
Yeah, it's like the worst of all of them. But yeah. It was like the last.
I want to do a
series. It was
red
like the most recent one that was still a long time ago.
Yeah, it was like 20 years
You
ago.
should do
Yeah.
Bar-jutsu.
So like I was in my 20s and I was the official model for all the Land of the Dead merchandise. And so I got to be on the red carpet and I got to sit with Romero and I was sitting next to Simon Pegg was there. He wasn't in the movie, but he was
I love him.
yeah, I got to sit next to him. That was cool. I was all, yeah. And and like sipping me and like there was, whatever. But like I got to do the red carpet premiere.
But the question is, would you snub your friends?
Oh, I did all of them. Yeah, 100%. Yeah. My friends were trying to wave at me, and I was like,
She snubbed her own.
yeah.
Wow. What is it?
Because I know he's also a red carpet guy.
Look, he's embarrassed because he knows everything we said is true.
Just remember that whenever we're on the red carpet and you're sitting in the seats.
And then he had what, 2 dates? Did you have 2 women with him or something? He had like 2 dates, and I was like, well, that's why he's working all this overtime. And he can't afford it.
Wait, did you pay for your dates that night? I mean, pay for them.
No.
No.
That's-
Yeah, that was a very convincing.
Did we end up getting tickets for that? Did we pay for that, or did we have free?
I mean, I didn't pay for it.
I don't
so
think we
you
paid for
paid
it.
for it.
Because we were asking, we were like,
for
"Can we
it?
get?"
But you douchebag, what if you paid for his dates?
Oh, I know, right? I know. I want to say that we were supposed to buy tickets for that. We
No.
did buy tickets for it.
I didn't.
I have stubs. I have ticket stubs for it.
No, they gave us tickets. They had to have given
I
us
think I
tickets.
paid for those.
Well, you
I am
didn't
pretty
tell
sure I
me that.
paid for them because I was like, because I said, hey, are we going to get free tickets for it? I remember that because I said,
Because we were the first ones there, and we had no tickets.
I know, but I think I paid for them when we bought those fucking delicious.
Wow, they're
Tony
kicking
rolls.
the junk.
I am almost certain. They're like, hey,
They're
thanks for
useless
coming and
friends.
covering the show. Here's your tickets, no discount. Awesome.
But the
Way to go,
nachos
asshole.
were delicious,
Best nachos ever.
and the blue drinks.
Oh, we had these blue drinks. They spilled and everything. Nene was all shit-faced. Speaking of shit-faced, what is in the news? You piece of fucking shit. I had to do this because, hey, before you get into that, Nene, you did a great job last week. I was very proud of you. Miss Nene hosted last week. It was a fantastic
I
episode.
hosted because he said that I couldn't do it. So
I didn't say you couldn't do it.
But I gotta watch when you go home because I had the hat on, had the glasses
Oh
on.
my god,
I
I
had
have to watch. When was it?
It was last week.
and I was like,
You might have.
It's like, it was you. I was like,
Because I think I said
it's so different. I was like, he's my favorite.
I was trying to try like most obnoxious.
She was. I know. She's like.
No, I went to the gym before and I was like, good,
Why are you making fun? Anyways, proceed. What is in the news, sir?
Israel and Gaza are still
Every week. Every week.
it's
You go
the
right
same.
for it.
Oh yeah,
Still happening.
still tensions in the Middle East with that, and then of course,
Why are you staring at me?
of course,
Stare every time to everyone.
of course, we have elections coming up.
I was just teasing. He used to do this thing. He
then,
used to be like, as soon as the news, I'm like, Aaron, what's in the news? Well, I'm like, dude, no.
So
All right.
show you just made him do this. It's my fourth time.
Yeah.
Fourth time. So I feel like that's the first time you started off with real news. It's always like, dog got run over by a golf cart.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
1940 NFL championship.
That's
The
like
biggest blowout in history.
I couldn't give him a year.
I know.
23 to nothing in 1940. What the hell, man?
Yeah. This one she was on, she started spitting dates about it.
Well, in like 1932.
32,
The
33.
Super Bowl. I would like to get
Giants, 33.
I would like to get Grim on here to let sports against him. Oh, sports are so weird.
Because I
feel like the
That's basketball.
She did. She goes, okay, who won the Super Bowl in 1920? And he was like, correction, the football didn't start until 1926 and blah, 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 blah. And she's like, oddly enough, she was sexually aroused. All right, go ahead. Please proceed, sir. I ruin this every week for you and I.
No, that's great. I could talk about teams of decade teams.
No, but we're not talking about news.
Right, no, I'm kidding. But it's also elections coming up. We're in 2024 now, so now we're getting into like the election time almost. Almost, not quite. It's early in the year, but
Maybe you should run.
Well, primaries are happening right now. There's no primaries that start
I want to someday.
You're gonna
actually.
run?
Yeah.
Really?
Blowing crap up.
You nervous?
Am I nervous?
You spiking the audio with your so he's like, oh, just do a drum set. Drum set. All right. So NFL prediction. Who's going to the Super Bowl?
See, this is. I don't know.
You're like a Paul.
Here's the
I don't know.
Here's the thing.
It's
The
probably-
Lions were road playoff games.
like,
They're
what?
due to win a road playoff game. And this is like a stat. Lions have trouble on the road in the playoffs. And the fact that they mention us repeatedly, I would say the Lions. But
So you're going with the Lions.
Ravens.
And you're going with
Ravens.
Eminem and not Taylor Swift.
Right.
You know what's so crazy
Oh,
about
that's
the
an
Lions?
AFC Taylors. They're playing the Ravens, so I think the Ravens will beat the Chiefs. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's going to be a rematch of the Ravens and Niners. 47. The Power went on Super Bowl 47.
Fucking hands. The Ricky
So what
Bobby.
color underwear was Tom Brady wearing?
It was
It's a real
blue- I think it was bluish white. There was some white in it.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
I've lived in Pittsburgh for like 25 years. Okay. But I'm from Michigan. Okay. Like I grew up
I'm
in
a
Michigan.
Wolverines fan. I'm actually.
Well, I don't sports well at all, but
Yeah.
like
100%, but
whatever. Yeah, Wolverines. I mean, the animal's cool. Okay.
The comic book character is awesome.
He's our.
I really love Jack.
I mean, Psylocke is my better, but
Oh, great.
I mean, anyways, I was in comics. We can talk about that. No, but it's crazy when you just said because okay, first of all, I know so little about sports. I didn't even know the Lions were in the Super Bowl or could possibly be in the Super Bowl. But I know that growing up, the Lions were such a bad team.
yes.
Like when I was a kid, the Lions were like the worst joke of a football team. Like people from Michigan pretended like we didn't have a football team.
It's been like that for quite a while because they a couple years ago they didn't win one game.
I
whole
don't know.
season.
I mean, I grew up
16,
my entire childhood, like no one gave a shit. And then like living in Pittsburgh, where everybody's like Steelers, like you know, like right.
Even if we lose,
people are still just like
yeah.
People in Michigan just pretended like they didn't know them. Like the Lions, oh, we don't know those guys.
I was like, we don't say that.
Yeah, Pistons were
They were
good for that time.
Everybody was like Red Wings.
Red Wings as well.
Oh,
yeah.
man.
Oh, yeah.
And you know what?
They just were like, it's snowy here, hockey, end of story. Football, we don't want to talk about it. You know? So you just saying the words, I think the Lions are going to win the Super Bowl. I know so little about sports, I didn't even know that was like, that they hadn't done anything good. I grew up with them being the worst piece of shit ever. I was like, what? The Lions are in the Super Bowl?
It's like back in Future 2 when he gets there and he's like, the Cubs win the World Series against Miami? What the fuck? That's exactly her reaction. She's like, the Lions?
The Browns. Growing up, my dad was from Cleveland, so like he was anybody from Cleveland is a hardcore Browns fan, and he would have all the things. And then I grew up in West Virginia, and everybody was like, "They suck." It's like, no, I don't care. And now it's like they're kind of good, or they were good for a little bit. I was like, they're winning. This is everything's wrong.
Yeah.
It was about when my dad stopped watching football too, so it kind of made sense.
Well, while we have you talking, Echo, you are new to the show, and we're very happy to have you. So tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, it's in West Virginia.
Yeah, which part of West by God?
I told her.
So, yeah, I didn't know until recently. So I'm actually from like the East West Virginia-y part of West Virginia.
Like
so
Fairmont or something, or
yeah. Can I do this?
Yeah.
West Virginia looks like this. You know, you got like the hump right here, like Morgantown. You got Wheeling up here. I'm from like way over here, like squished between Maryland and Virginia. So
Oh,
She's basically from DC.
yeah, it's like DC suburbs more than anything. Like
What is that
the
like?
people that live there work in DC.
Is that close to like Cumberland and all that stuff? Is that like is that kind of like
Yeah, you like pass Cumberland to get to.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's
So-
near like Harper's Ferry.
Oh, I love
yeah.
Harper's Ferry.
Yeah, it's really nice.
Very cool. So what brought you here?
Well, I was living in Morgantown, and I'm in clubs down there, and they all burnt down, closed down. And then I was like, Pittsburgh's only an hour and a half away. Why not just
She came out of the fiery wreckage of the Blue Parrot.
I definitely, for the reasons I definitely did not burn that strip club down now, but
Oh, see,
There
because
were
when you said clubs, I thought you meant like social clubs, like the
yeah.
like
Yeah,
like the moose.
you know, golf clubs and club sandwiches and
I love that you were a stripper at the Blue Parrot till it burnt to the ground, and then you just hitched up to erotica. Like,
yeah, I mean,
Erotica. I cannot wait to set up and go back there. I'm super excited because we've decided. We talked about it. Was it last week? We talked about how we're going to start going from bar to bar again.
I can't
it
wait.
was 2 weeks.
you have to come to our house too because we're building ridiculous blacklight stripper pole room.
We can absolutely do that because that is why we're here today at Dendron Court. This is an Airbnb that you can rent. I guess it goes without saying. Because I don't know shit about fuck when it comes to apps and shit and everything. But this is a beautiful, like I said, you can see the
I have
slideshow.
the app.
Do you have the app?
Airbnb.
Do you ever use it?
Yes, I do.
No, you don't.
Yes,
You
I
don't give a
have.
shit.
Yes, I have. When I went to Florida,
You went to Florida? You take a shit? That's what I would do. You know what I would do? In an Airbnb? I would upper decker every bathroom. You know what that is, Echo? Do you know what an upper decker is? Okay. For those of you watching and my mom, an upper decker is when you piss or shit in the tank of the toilet and then you leave it there. So then whenever you flush, look at it, Nene, like you don't know what that is. The upper decker. You go and you take the lid off and you defecate.
You people.
So many things. So many. But yeah, you just poop or pee in it, and then whenever they go and they're like, oh, they flush, and they're like, why is there shit coming out when I flush? It's hilarious.
You know what I did one time when I moved out of this asshole's house?
Yeah.
I used to, this is a long time ago, again, in my 20s. I lived with this dude and this chick, and they were the worst people I'd ever met in my life. And my entire time living there was trying to figure out how to not live there, you know? And like, no, they were terrible. And like, they were just awful humans, just fucking trash humans. And when I moved out, they were so terrible. I was like, I want to do something, you know, to leave. It was. I feel like it was a level above an upper deck. It was like an attic, like a deck on the attic. So I waited till they were gone, and when I was moving out, and I took all of the light fixtures, like the dome light fixtures that went over the lights in the ceiling that no one ever changes or checks, and I pissed in them.
Oh,
So every time would heat the whole house.
I like that though. I do like that.
Yeah, I pissed in a cup. I pissed in a cup, and I poured a little bit in each light fixture dome in the entire.
That is something I think I could possibly.
that is genius.
I got my back.
That is fucking genius.
And whatever. Check that.
Never. They'd be like, where is that coming
10
from?
years later, people are like, their friends are like, want to go hang out at piss house? Like, had to. Can you imagine the hot piss smell?
Oh my god.
Oh, my
Oh, it's gotta be horrendous.
Also, I'm a planner. I ate asparagus.
Oh, that reminds me.
I'm done.
I think we told that story before, like with Marilyn Manson. He did that to Gwen Stefani and Gavin. What's his name? Rosdale.
so, yeah.
He did that to their house. He was invited to their house. He told it on the Howard Stern show. He was invited to their house, and it was massive. And he said it was way too big for like anybody to ever live there. There was no reason for it to be that way. So in the middle of dinner, he said, "Can I use the bathroom?" And they were like, "Yeah, go ahead, go upstairs." He said there was like 15 rooms and all that shit. So he found the bathroom. He's looking at it. And he said it was like this glorious bathroom and everything. And he was like, "I'm going to leave an impression." And he said he pissed everywhere on the bathroom except for the toilet. Could you imagine? But anyways, Echo. So you are an erotic dancer,
Yeah, that's
stripper.
whatever you want to call it.
How long have you been doing it?
Almost 8 years now.
Really?
Yeah, I know. It's wild.
And you, I guess technically you guys dance in your own backyard, sort of, right?
In our own backyard?
Like you
I mean,
dance, you live in
sometimes.
Pittsburgh, you dance.
There is some weird shit going down in the backyard.
Yeah, there's like mannequin body parts everywhere. It's-
Oh, that's fantastic.
We did hang Sheena by the cherry tree and shit. In the backyard.
But you're currently dancing at Erotica now.
Club Erotica, yeah.
All right. What when can people see you there?
I normally work like Thursday to Saturday, sometimes a Sunday. Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Oh, I dig it. Yeah, we
If they're earlier when it's not as busy, if you really want to like chit chat.
see.
She has swords in her nipples and
I
she stabs
do.
dogs.
Oh man. And you know what? If we could make it educational, I would say, you know what? I knew it.
I am so sorry.
I was gonna say. I was gonna say.
I don't even know what that was. My phone is on vibrate.
I was gonna say.
Shit got
I know, right?
My phone is. I don't even know.
The phone was like, oh shit!
No.
Is that the inappropriate alarm? Oh, terrific.
I do this thing where I like take the dollar and I stab it with a sword and let it like hang there. And there was this one time that a slightly intoxicated man saw that, and his first reaction was, "Did you staple that on there?" So I just rolled with it, and I like crawled over to my bag, and I like shout out if you're watching this, by the way, guy. If you're ever this. So I grabbed like a lip gloss out of my bag, and I took a dollar, and I just went, and like the look on his face is when he went all white. And he was just like, "Oh my gosh!" Like all of his friends knew what was happening. They were just like, let him believe it.
That is outrageous. I love it.
Yeah.
So,
Good job.
but we're excited. We're excited to have you on the show. And, Ruby knows this. You guys are always welcome. Anytime you hit us up, you're like, yo, hey, I'm going to be on the show tonight. We just let you know what time and where we're going to
So
be.
I'm gonna be alright. I'm gonna come on every show.
Absolutely. Absolutely. No, I will never be like, you know what, can't be on the show.
That's
We will always make a chair available. So we were discussing.
I said that, now she's.
Yeah.
Oh, so you guys are roomies, so that's awesome. So she's just gonna bring you here every time. I love it.
Yeah, probably.
So we were discussing Taylor Swift last week, and I know I will have a lot of people that hate me because of the picture that I posted of Taylor Swift.
What you post?
I can't show it here. I can show it, but my kid probably won't talk to me again. Somebody.
Knowledge. Raise a hands. Who here in the group is pro Taylor Swift? Anyone is like a Swiftie? We got any big fans? You
I have Swiftie.
A fan, but
I don't. I don't hate her. I don't think anybody actually hates her.
Yeah, hate's a strong word. I don't even know her.
I like.
Who is a fan? Is someone here a fan?
I would say I'm a fan.
You're a fan.
I would say
Okay.
I'm
But I
not.
yeah.
You're a fan.
I used to be.
I'm not
I
really a
can
fan.
I prefer her newer music than her older music.
Yeah.
So I'm the only one here that just fucking hates Taylor Swift.
Okay, that's good. At least we have somebody. We have a what do they call it? The baseline.
I
Me too. If I would say anything negative about, if I would talk trash about Taylor, Nikki would
Oh, I
beat me
know,
up,
right?
and I don't want to do that.
So we don't hate Taylor Swift. I don't hate Taylor Swift. I don't mind it.
hate her either.
Yeah. So, but my thing was we talked about it last week, and the picture was somebody. Well, I did not create this picture. It's a hilarious picture, but it is a picture of a bunch of kids in Africa crying, and they're like topless, they're shirtless and stuff, and everything. They're screaming and crying, and she's sitting there smiling, eating an ice cream cone. It's one of the funniest pictures I've seen online.
That's like everything I've ever seen about Taylor Swift. That's why I don't know her music enough, right?
Right.
I'm old. I don't fucking pay attention. I've heard her music. Like I took a class at a gym once, because I wanted to try at a gym, and
Taylor Swift was teaching the class.
basically it was like so I went to do like a tryout class at a gym, and the instructor was like, "Oh, my Swifties, it's a Taylor Swift off," like whatever, and he just played nothing but Taylor Swift the whole gym class.
I like that it was a he just put. He's like, oh,
Yeah.
that's
It was a he. It was a he, and he was fabulous, and he was swifting it up, and he was like, and he just kept saying every time we do, he's like, "Swifties, grab your weights," and I just like, so he played nothing but Taylor Swift the whole. He did really, yeah, and he played nothing but Taylor Swift the whole time, and that was my first. It was an hour and a half long class, and it was an hour and a half of nothing but Taylor Swift, and. So just based on that class, that was the most Taylor Swift music in my face
right.
I've ever had.
See, that would drive me nuts.
And
I was like any one artist.
I didn't join the gym because I was like, I can't handle all this Taylor. You know what I mean? And I haven't paid enough attention. During that class, there were things in the lyrics that bothered me. Like she seemed really slut shaming, which bothered me. You know what I mean? Like there were some lyrics about she was talking about some girl that was messing with one of her exes, and she was talking about what she does on the mattress, and she's a hoe or whatever, and I was like, come on, Taylor,
yeah,
ma'am, there was, I don't know, but just the music itself seems bad. I don't know.
I've seen people kind of say she's the female Andrew Tate.
The who?
The female Andrew Tate.
Who's Andrew Tate?
Who is that?
Andrew Tate.
He's like some
podcaster.
Yeah, some podcaster, some entrepreneur, influencer. It's super misogynistic or whatever.
And I don't care that she she gives money to charity, which a lot of rich people give money to charity to show a thing and put on. They kind of put on a show. You know what I mean? I don't look at that as excusing all the bads, but the amount she charged for tickets.
Oh
yeah.
So which brings up the point that I was making. I said I had a discussion with some people a while ago, and I said that Taylor Swift or the way it came down to it, I said Janet Jackson was the Taylor Swift of the 80s/90s.
She didn't do that though. She didn't do any of that terrible stuff.
But see, this is why we're going to debate this, because I wasn't saying the songs or anything. My point was You had people that went out and did music and they did their songs and everybody liked them. They had a huge following and all that stuff, and that's great. My thing was the performance. Janet Jackson exploded in the late 80s, early 90s, because, especially with like Rhythm Nation, where she wasn't just going out there and singing the songs and then dancing. She put on a performance and she had, you were going to see a show.
What about Madonna though? I think Madonna.
Well, that was the ultimate when we discussed, okay, who was this, who was that, and then somebody came in and said, I'm going to stop this conversation right now. Madonna.
Yeah, sorry, Madonna.
So, but my point was though that because Madonna's still around, so she kind of still is control of everything. But my thing was,
as she should,
when it came to performance, when it came to songs, albums, like number one singles, number one albums, things like that. Everything. Janet Jackson had Taylor Swift beat, and people were disagreeing.
100% she did.
But like everybody was like, no, it's not the same. She didn't have the. And then they were like, well, Taylor Swift's a billionaire now, and
that's just because she's an asshole.
Well, that's because of that, and then inflation. Look how much the dollar is worth today compared to what it was.
Any asshole could be a billionaire.
Exactly,
Asshole hard enough.
Well, I am an asshole, and I am not a billionaire.
You haven't a-holed hard enough.
All billionaires are assholes, but not assholes are billionaires.
See, there was one time I was discussing with a coworker, and so I'm like, I don't know why Travis Kelce even likes her. I'm like, she ain't got no butt. And then and then my coworker's like, she only got the one B that matters, $1 billion fucking dollars.
That's it. But like I said, she is my thing about Taylor Swift is she's like commercialized. And she's got a whole team of people running shit for her, which I'm sure Janet Jackson.
That's $1 billion. I'd be running everything for me.
I know.
All I'm saying is,
see, people carrying out of my bed.
Like we're in a completely different generation.
We are.
Well, we are. I don't know. Like, you know what I mean? Like, everything's commercialized.
Right.
Like, even if you're a fucking schmo on your couch that has no money, you're commercialized. You're just like trying to make your TikTok. You're trying to make your fucking, you know what I mean? Like, everything is like very like it's a production.
Right.
People don't just people don't go out and like meet people randomly and talk to them. Everything's like on the fucking internet. You know what I mean? Like, you've got like even people just. Your average Joe has like a weird team of friends, like with like ring lights and cameras, being like, you know what I mean? Like,
and that was my point was when Janet did it, she didn't have Facebook. She didn't even have MySpace. You know what I mean? She just had her, and she was going out doing these things, and she had huge followings. I remember being in middle school and everybody wanted those black hats with the metal plates on them and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You guys don't even know what I'm talking about.
I know.
But like when Rhythm Nation came out, it was fucking monster. And you had to people just followed it no matter what. And there was nothing to follow. There was no internet. You couldn't get on there. Just everybody had to buy her shit and knew it was out there and it was all over the radio and stuff and everything. But now it's not fair. My thing was she worked for that. She really busted her ass for that.
What about Cyndi Lauper though?
Cyndi Lauper was equally huge, but not Cyndi Lauper was huge, but she was not Janet Jackson huge. So Janet Jackson was.
What I'd like to say about Cyndi Lauper is she routed out on stage, but not like Madonna, not like Janet Jackson. They didn't do this whole like production crazy. She didn't she was just like up there like bouncing around and singing. But what I give her credit for. Being a little weird, being a little punk rock, being pop, not having all the flares, but still being wildly just as successful as
I just think, and when it comes down to it, I think Janet made what she was, and Taylor had all these corporations and stuff.
Yeah, but Janet was also a Jax.
Yes,
I agree with that.
That's one reason why I keep
whenever social media started getting big. So there's definitely
she did use YouTube and stuff to get popular, but I would say she it's not like she just woke up one day and got
So listen, I also heard that Taylor Swift grew up rich.
Oh, did she?
Yes.
So
that's how she got in.
That's exactly
what
you said. For family.
I'm going to agree with you because this is why I keep bringing up people like Lauper, Madonna, et cetera, et cetera. they didn't have the Jackson Empire to fall on.
Right.
So back in the day, the Jackson Empire might as well have been MySpace, Facebook, YouTube, corporations. I mean, it was wild.
Yeah.
I mean, there was the Jackson 5. There was Michael Jackson.
See, it's
They
crazy
were
that
all
she's
doing something.
Yeah.
On something. Their whole family was. So if that's why it's hard to compare, because if anyone from that day, you know what I mean, had a platform and a crew to support their fame, Janet was part of it. You know.
I agree, and it's so, and Janet was acting ever since she was like 6 years old and stuff. So she was on TV and doing
She was in the eyes.
right,
of play.
and she did it. Yeah, she definitely.
Latoya, she was a psychic, right? Isn't she still a psychic?
I think she's a psycho.
Well, that and a
So I like how Ruby made the comment that like seems like nowadays people are becoming popular with TikTok, social media. They wouldn't have the opportunities that they have without social media. Any opportunity that I've had, as much as like a people person, I'm not. All my opportunities that I've ever had was connections, me talking to people.
Yeah.
How I got into AEW, literally, I just happened to be working that show. And then one security guard, he's like, hey, you're fucking jacked. He's like, you would look great on camera. And he's like, I'm going to run your name through some people. Tequila Cowboy, I got that off of a friend. And then the outlet job that I got, I was talking to a concert goer. And she's like, you seem to be like really good at like talking to people, because there was like some like commotion going on in the bathroom. And like I ended up de-escalating the situation. She's like, what do you do for a living? I'm like, funny thing is, I'm like, I work across the street. She's like, do you want a job here? And like I started like bouncing concerts and stuff too.
Yeah.
And then personal training, I got that job through making friends with people at the gym. So it's funny that like I'm not a people person, but all like every opportunity that I've ever gotten was talking.
And then you downgraded to Bar-jutsu Live.
Yes. That's how I got on social media. Social media got me here.
Bar-jutsu Live is actually how I got my opportunities.
See, look at that. Look at that.
It's first time here, and I'm already.
I know, right? Vivid Entertainment is going to be calling them soon.
What's that next card say? I can't read it there.
Dojo.
You just come out of nowhere. Aaron's like, I got to get my voice in this conversation too. All right. So how come you're not as popular as Taylor Swift? You're all on social media. I have to yell at you every day because you're on your gun.
Yeah.
It is a grind.
I would you need to get out of your entire social media and just you and your
Oh my God. Oh, so well played. What
we have so many bridges. Be on a bridge.
what an excellent point. Because I do notice, like,
Because I love you with all my heart, and every time I see you on social media, I'm like,
I'm so glad that Ruby mentioned that, because like, you know,
It's like eating a muffin, like talking about shit.
Spinning around stuff.
that's my favorite. Like I'll get a notification. Aaron Romeo has posted something.
he's in his car.
And he's in his car. I'm like, let's see what video it is right now. I'm like, okay, here it is. Okay, Aaron Romeo, here he goes. And he's in his car. He's like, just keeping my head above ground. Another day, and then he never finishes it. He's like, another day. Yeah, he's like, another day, another.
For what?
A guy over there crossing the street, and there's a squirrel over on
Yeah,
the.
what I was gonna say, squirrel.
Like, I know this man in life.
Yeah.
And this does not represent the man I know in life.
But it's like daily affirmations with Aaron Romeo. He's like, ate some cereal this morning,
Drink your coffee.
got halfway to work, was thinking about the cereal and realized the milk was expired 2 months ago. Still ate it. Loving life 100%, whatever the fuck that means. I'll post something, I'll be like, hey, Bar-jutsu will be off today because we had a death in the family. And then the first comment's always Aaron Romeo. 100 training hands. That mean? I'm like, I have no idea what and then it's like
intentions.
like the one day I was like, hey, very excited that we're going to be bringing back Bar-jutsu beer pong to Scarpazi's cheap plug. But I was like, we're going to be bringing it back. Aaron's the first one to comment. It's like flame, bow and arrow into a target. I'm
But
like,
he's not sharing it.
You know what we should do on Bar-jutsu? We should have a fucking like cage fight.
we can do that. We can bring back the cage fighting. We can do that.
Wait, bring back? We did this?
Oh, yeah.
I was part of something a long time ago where we did cage fighting. And somebody ended up unconscious, so we just dumped him.
Oh, yeah, sounds like
They're like, just put him in the alley. Act like he got hit by a car. A long time ago, and that footage is nowhere. Oh, so we have decided. Yeah, we have decided that who has won. Well, did we decide who won? Janet Jackson and Taylor Swift.
Janet.
Janet Jackson.
Janet Jackson. I thought it was Janet Jackson, but like I said, we didn't throw Madonna into the mix, so Madonna definitely takes over.
Madonna.
I mean, I would choose Madonna over all of it.
Yeah.
It's Madonna.
Is that English? You getting bored?
I heard,
I know.
Lift,
Stop late.
lift the toe.
Lift.
it's 8:52.
Aaron with the fucking dropping the line, lift the tail. You know, you gotta talk about Sean Penn too and everything.
Tell up from the flow up.
But all right, so I'm very glad we talked about that. Man, we're at the 40-minute mark, so we only have so much time. I didn't even get a. We were supposed to do a music video for tonight. Didn't do it because we had to get everything rolling.
Yeah.
Man, you were off hosting 1 week.
I am. You got me all fucked up. I know.
We
I'm
should
slack.
interview Bitey.
Yeah.
Who?
Itzel, aka Bitey. Little
Bitey. Hey,
I don't know
Bitey.
what to say.
Hey, you little squirrel. You want to come sit on my lap? Nom, 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 nom. What a cute little animal you got there. So before we run out of time, I do want to talk about there it is. I want to talk about a subject that we were talking about earlier this morning. Sliding into DMs.
How?
Aaron Romeo, with your mouth open like you're ready to
You
receive.
are the king of sliding into DMs.
You love to slide into DMs. So I want to ask you.
He has slipped in my hands.
All right, so for those of you watching, my mom right now is going, "What is a DM?" She's like, "Is it dirty mouth? Is it something?" So for those of you that are unaware of this, that have been living under a rock for the past 20 years, sliding into DMs is when you message somebody. Is it messaging somebody that you're not friends with, or you?
Either or.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, don't really.
It's just
Usually
DMs.
sliding in the DMs is usually like with the intentions of flirting.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Layla just answered.
Okay.
So when you message somebody, okay, you slide into their DM. The initial contact is a flirt, right?
If you don't know the
Or at
person,
least somebody,
It's
like
that
one
constant
person has the
slide.
intentions of
Yeah.
flirting.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's intentions of flirting, right? Unless you're like,
We're
hey,
getting laid.
yeah, that, or
Basically.
unless you're like,
endless.
unless the first contact message is, hey, I happen to notice that your car's on fire. When they look outside,
That would not be a slide into the
Can I borrow your one?
Yeah.
right? You know, yeah, I can
but
see
if it's
stuff
the
like that.
basic, like, hey, how you doing?
Yeah, or like, you know,
somebody has the
by the
intentions
creek.
of-
like you can't like if you slide in and you just say,
White.
hey, just wanted to reach out, notice you were a little down today. Is everything all right? Even though that's a genuine, you know, hey, just checking in, you doing okay? The underlying meaning is, hey, if you're in a good mood, I'd like to get into your panties. Right? Am I wrong?
One time I found a man's credit card on the street and I tried to do like the responsible citizen thing and like find him on Facebook and I messaged him like, hey, I've got this if you need it. And he like responded, I got a new card and all that. And now he continues to message me every couple months at like 3 a.m. Like, hey, what do you do? And it's like, I don't know you. I was just trying to be a good person.
So I love how like sliding in DMs is like the topic because I was complaining.
I'm gonna check my DMs.
So-
We got it.
Got to be slide.
Let's see.
I was, like this cute guy had texted me, like text on and off.
Jerry.
The very first thing, like we start talking, and then like basically, this few messages in, he's like, "You should come over and smoke and sit on my face." Like, I like how inviting that sounds, but come on,
You know,
that's the order of dating now.
and you know what's so shitty about it? You know what's so shitty about it? Because you can't tell, unless it's in quotes or something, you can't tell if somebody's being sarcastic. So dudes
True.
can get away with a lot of shit. They can be like, hey, you know what? If you need a ride to work, I drive by your house anyways, let me know. And then, or we can just see what goes from there. LOL. LOL is like your get out of jail free card.
It's like be like he's not gonna.
Yeah, I know. Because then the dude could be like, hey, how come you don't talk to me anymore? And you're like, well, you made a pass at me. And like, no, that was a joke. I put LOL in there. Like, hey, I was trying to be funny because that's my sense of humor. And then they're like, well, maybe it was. And he's like,
We're not mine.
But low-key, I do like the very straightforwardness.
Yeah, I
because,
was gonna say you're just being direct. He's like, all right, well,
Because, like, dudes will, like, talk to me and, like, I don't know. I'm like, are they flirting? Or is it just...
but here's the thing though. Do you enjoy the game of, we're floating back and forth? Or do you want a dude to just come out and be like, hey, yo, hope you get this message. I'd really like you to sit on my face. If not,
It's of both.
and I love how, like, whenever they send and then they're waiting, and they see, like, such and such
The
is typing,
bubbles.
and they go, ooh, they're going to answer it. And then it goes, oh, they blocked me. That has never happened to me.
see, I don't know. I like the direct.
That's
thing.
why
I can't tell the
low-key.
flirting thing. Like, because I'm stupid when it comes to it. I'm like, oh, he's really lovely. Blah, blah, blah. My friends are like, he's in love with you. And I'm like, no, he's just a kind gentleman.
So you're preferring if somebody sends
I
in your DM.
prefer, I want straightforward everything. Like,
Oh,
boom.
I can't wait to see her phone blow up tonight. She's gonna be like, take that episode down. So, guys, if you're watching right now and you'd like to slide into Amanda Nini's DMs, feel free.
Yeah, brothers.
She doesn't want to waste any time.
The subtle flirtiness, like the subtle flirtiness is nice because when you don't want anything to do with them, but you want to fuck with them, you can respond with hilarious humor if you're bored at night.
See, I just don't, that just annoys me more than anything. My messages went off right now. I'm like, oh,
I know, right?
Yeah.
So you know what's funny? We get a lot of views overseas, like the show, because of the hashtags. I learned recently certain hashtags, like people in Pakistan and stuff and everything, they'll be like, oh, you know what? They had that, like, world news. You have hashtag world news. We get a lot of views from people in the Middle East. So when they message Bar-jutsu, this is so bad, I can't believe I do this. They'll message us and they'll be like, or whatever. And I post I respond back with a picture, hand-drawn picture of Muhammad. And for those of you that aren't aware of that,
It's not.
yeah, so you do know it's not okay.
Yeah.
They're probably like, I can't believe yeah. That's where I got it from. That's exactly where I got it from. I said, well, I can find a drawing of Muhammad and send it to me. I had a dude once, I swear to God, he went nuts. And I could have just blocked him, but I was like, no, I'm not going to do this. It's hilarious.
That's the flirting for fun with humor. Yeah, you can block them, but
yeah, exactly. Yeah. And I kept going. I was like, and I sent him a naked girl picture. And he's like, why are you sending me these things? I was just commenting about your show. And you're saying, he's like, do not be sending me pictures of, Muhammad. I'm like, send it again. And he's like, stop doing that. And I was like, then block it, dude. But I do that. And people are like, you're a hater. I'm like, and? So, but that's what I do. I love to, I love to.
you love the adjective.
Layla's looking at me right now. She's like, you think it's funny? The religious attack?
I mean, it's torture.
It is, because if you can't joke about, like whenever you drive past a church and you go, hey, Jesus, how big was that fish? And he's like, this big.
I mean, you know why all the ladies love Jesus?
Why?
Because
he's hung like this. Well, we did that joke. We did that joke also.
Dude, how does Jesus eat Reese's Pieces?
I don't know. With the holes. Oh man, this episode is so gonna get banned. Oh man.
So this one's just never going.
No, it's going on live right now. So screw it.
Loves this shit. Stealing.
Dude, I guarantee the real Jesus is up there going, you guys. Sorry, JC. Oh my God. Oh, my mother is going to call me tonight. Jimmy, you need to stop.
You don't talk about Jesus.
She's like, you say fuck too much, and now you're talking about our Lord and Savior? Hey, it's been 2,000 years. He has a sense of humor.
It's true. God
Yeah, he made you.
I know, right? He made me and the platypus. Look, dude, Aaron Romeo's getting all serious. He's like, it is true.
They have a sense of humor.
Oh, you know what? I think we can make it banned because I don't think we're supposed to talk about religion on it.
Well, we didn't talk about religion. We talked about a
I kind of did whenever I said that.
Historical figure.
Yes.
Yes.
We'll do that.
Our Christians.
And then we'll, so
would say
yeah,
it's a
so
real
then
person.
we'll,
Yeah.
we'll end the show with a picture of Muhammad.
Oh,
So terrible.
We're
So,
all going to hell.
and this is awful because we had such.
That's actually my dog's name. It's Jesus. You're right.
Yeah. We're talking about this dog.
She,
Know what
Jesus.
name I like for the devil? Beelzebub.
Beelzebub. I love Bob. It just rolls off the tongue. So funny that you say that it rolls off the tongue. But anyways, but we are at 50 minutes. God damn it! Sorry, Mom.
What's everyone's favorite name for a pussy? Let's change the subject.
Oh, let's go for there.
Okay. I will start with me. Okay, so the other day I called it a vagina nina.
But-
I'm just on
Vagina
accident
nina.
because I was like having a little mini stroke at the moment. Vagina nina.
But that is adorable.
Vagina nina.
kitty, kitten.
Kitty.
Dude, you're so full of shit.
No,
He's
dude.
not a
call
kid.
it
He's
a
a kid. No, he can't do it. He's so full of it. He's like, I'm gonna be proper because there's ladies here. I call it a kitty. He's like, tell
Different,
him what you-
different things.
I call it
Let's
nothing
see-
but a vagina.
let's see.
Oh, I like Baba as well.
Punani. Punani.
What is
Punani's up there.
I can refer to mine as an echo chamber.
Nice.
Nice. Oh, that's
Wow.
fabulous. I like Punani. I like Poontang.
You know, fashion cunt. I mean.
There it is. There it is. We finally got
favorite word.
finally got the C word on the show.
When I get kicked in the pussy, I do like to call it a cunt punch.
Yeah, cunt.
I was afraid to say it because we were gonna get flagged.
Oh no, we don't get flying.
My favorite word for pussy is the underbeats.
The underneath. I like cockpit.
That's
Like the
nice.
cockpit.
Good one.
Yeah, that's
I think I
Because
just,
of all my piercings, I like to call mine the tackle box.
I'll tell you the tackle box. I think.
I do have one more ring with the Steelers.
Oh my goodness. I think oh, you know what? It's funny too because I think we saw that. I think we saw that on your first episode. On the very first episode, she's sitting in the chair and she's on a high up stool and everything, and she's talking the whole hour, and we're like, oh, okay. And the camera just happened to be lower that night,
Unreal.
and she's like, yeah, blah blah blah. And at the end of the show, we're like, oh, we had such a great show. She's like, I had such a good time. I'm like, yeah, I wanted to tell you the camera was looking right up your skirt the whole time, and she's like, I'm not wearing any underwear. I was like, it's a great episode, Ruby. Oh, yes, because we're going to end up. Hey, Echo, you were fabulous. We're going to let you go. Where can we see you?
Club Erotica.
Erotica.
Every weekend, Thursday, Friday.
Everywhere. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Erotica.
Yeah.
Fantastic. You can go. You're going to go upstairs, though.
Cool.
And then, Ruby, we love you and the dog. And, you're always welcome here. It was fantastic having you here. Layla, what's the word? What's going on? What do you got going on?
Not much.
Still training, though?
Yeah.
I can't wait to see you up in the Fed, though. And hopefully one day somebody's going to be like, we need this bitch to start wrestling.
I would not mess with Layla at all.
Somebody going to get stretched out. I love it. And Romeo, with the gaze that you have going on right now. What's up? Any shows coming up?
Working on some music and writing, working on a
Goddamn movie.
project called This.
You going to film here? You're going to film here at
yeah,
Dendron Court?
mhm.
I
Yeah.
dig it. Nene, what do you got going on?
Nothing.
Just-
Just being sexy.
And looking fabulous. But guys, I'm super excited to announce, and we've said it before, the belt is done. It is
Oh, good.
finished. We have a picture of it. If you see,
And
did
it
you
looks
see it?
Yes.
Fabulous. Even Iron City messaged me. Iron City sent me an email and they said that's the best looking one. They said we love the color scheme that you did and everything. They're excited. So what we're gonna do, Scarpazi's, I think starting in February, we're going to start the beer Bar-jutsu Sports will be kicking off again with championship beer pong. This will be a season long singles tournament. We're very excited. The winner at the end will receive the championship belt, a gold ring, and then the second place guy who's going to be in the final will get a silver ring. And
Fitting.
then we're working on it now. $1,000,
Oh,
courtesy of Iron City Beer and Scarpazi's. Super, super excited. Also, Meineke and Sport Clips will be sponsoring that. So you'll have, we'll have giveaways every night whenever we do it. So that's at Scarpazi's in Mount Washington. Guys, Fantastic episode. Dendron Court, check them out. We will post a link to where you can rent this fabulous place. I think it is Pittsburgh Vacation something. I can't remember.
Oh, maybe you should have had that prepared before.
I should have had it prepared, but I did.
You.
PittsburghVacationRental.com. Dendron Court, check it out.
Airbnb app.
Airbnb app as well. So, guys, that's it from all of us here at Dendron Court, Iron City Beer, and Bar-jutsu. Please drink responsibly.
Oh,
We'll see you next time.